I lost 180 pounds on a meat-focused way of eating, and here's what I ate today. So while no one's here and there's nothing marked of we're at the Jackson Civic Center, there's nothing indicating my company. I woke up a little congested this morning, like kind of coughing and sneezing, but weather change, fall and spring are not my friends. I love the weather, but I stopped and filled up with gas. I got this absolutely horrid meat stick. 1 gram of sugar, that's not bad, but I got that one. And Sweetwood, looks like that's the brand. But anyway, so I got this, and you know me, I got a bag of nuts and I got a bag of cashews because, listen to this is me justifying it, because after I gave myself a big lecture yesterday, but I got that because, they're going to have donuts and cookies and not donuts, they're going to have cookies and stuff and fancy dessert. So, I would think, I can't guarantee it, but I would think that eating some nuts would be healthier than eating some cookies or some cake. So I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. So I brought my usual to eat for my meal is my taco bowl. We talked about that. Cold. I brought a blanket and I'm wearing longer sleeves. I want to know if this matches. I'm going to show you all the best I can. So hang on. What do you think? Does that match? I was kind of going like for a neutral tone, and because I like my, these are the pants that I got at the conference, and one of my teammates said that the best kind of shirt to wear with this would be like a shorter shirt, not like really long shirt that covers my backside. So I thought, well, I'll try this. I mean, it's kind of pretty monochromatic. You can see the two colors together. So that's why I wrote this chunky necklace and brown shoes. So anyway, all right, I gotta go. Bye. Whew, I'm freezing in there. I decided we wouldn't go, they have an area where the smokers go, and so this way I can record if I'm just, not showing anybody or not around them. So how you doing? Y'all doing okay? We are on a 10-minute break, and look, there's little Tawanda. She's sitting over there being good. We're just going to come out here and stretch our legs. I am tired of sitting, which is so funny. Y'all know I'm a lazy person. And I mean, like at home, when I'm home, let me say it this way. I'm a sedentary person. But sitting, I don't know. It's funny. I wish I was somebody who's like, I need to go for a walk every day, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not. But I do want to stretch my legs sometimes. But never when I'm home all day. But I think that's because when I am home, listen to me. Can you tell I've had too much coffee? I think when I am at home, it's because I'm up cooking and meal prepping and stuff. So I am standing a lot. So that would make sense. But anyway, look, they got a little kiddie playground. You can go climb through that and have fun with that. And then there's a little table. This is the Civic Center. So they have pickleball going in there, and they have a basketball court and some other stuff. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to just take a little walk. I'll see you later. Bye. Here's something funny. Out in this parking lot, I found a golf ball. So that's my prize for coming to the training today. I got a golf ball. It's I wonder how you pronounce that word. Titleist. It's got my name in it, Leist. Yeah. So Terri-Leist. I don't know. How do y'all say that? Somebody like type it in like ephonics or whatever, phonically, so I know how to pronounce that word. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. By the way, I've already eaten my cashews, but you see all those cookies, and they got a salad, and then those are different dressing, and they're going to have baked potato casserole, pulled chicken, and pulled pork. I'd rather have my salad, my taco bowl. And by the way, this place ran out of food last time. This room has probably about 50 people in there, and you see that little bitty amount of salad? No, that ain't gonna That's awful. So that's why I bring my food. I don't trust anybody when it comes to food or coffee. And then they got sweet tea, lemonade, and unsweet tea. Okay, but it is sponsored by Smokehouse Barbecue. Okay, bye. Okay, so my salad is I've got my taco bowl, and I also, along with that, I brought a coffee. So I already drank my coffee this morning. As you all know, I was hyper earlier, so I'm going to eat, and then we're going to do some other stuff. But I think we're supposed to like network while we're eating, but when I'm done eating, I'm going for a walk. And y'all know I brought my big A spoon. Okay, bye. You remember whenever I used to call it that? Because I used to make my salads in here. I used to call it a big A-word salad. And my big A-word spoon. Okay, bye. Ooh, y'all, my mouth is on fire. I had my taco bowl, and I put some of that, I don't know if it's called Maria's sweet chili sauce. I can't remember what it is. I've shown y'all before. My mouth says, but I found that golf ball, and it's funny, there's no golf courts around here, so I don't really know where it came from unless somebody was just outside just doing stuff. But anyway, we have about 30 minutes before our next thing, so I'm going to walk the full length around the parking lot, so figured I'll chat up with you guys. So I was tempted, you all know I was tempted to go get a little bit of salad or some of that potato salad, but I didn't do it. I told y'all already, I ate my little bag of cashews, so I do have a little bag of peanuts, so later on I might have that, I might not. We will just have to see, but just listen, you people, shut up. Shut up. I know what yesterday's Terri said, but this is a special... Oh, I'm laughing so hard I tooted. Anyway, it's a special occasion. Let me have it. And then we'll get back to thinking. Anyway, so, yeah. So tonight's Wednesday, which means our trash day is tomorrow. Look, there's houses over there. Means there's trash. It's trash day tomorrow. So tonight, Terri will have to gather up all the trash and get it together. You know, this is awful. There are some times where I'm like, man, married people are lucky. Married women, I'd want my husband to take out the trash. I don't like outside stuff, and I feel like there's some stuff. But then, who am I kidding? I don't like to clean either. So I'd be like, well, if he could do all the cooking... No, I'll do all the meal prepping, and I'll even do the laundry if they do the cleaning and the mowing and the trash. I think that's fair. And then they can sleep upstairs in the upstairs. Y'all, I got issues. They can just have the upstairs bedroom, and I can have the bedroom on the main floor, and we'll just, meet in the middle once in a while. I know, shut up. Anyway, also they do have a little baseball field over here. I didn't notice that when I pulled in. We can walk over and take a look at it. It's gravel. It says Jackson. That's a town we're in. No, I don't want to walk over there and look at it. But we are going to go up here, because this is the building. And we're going to go down these steps here, and we're going to go around out there, so that way you can kind of see. So this is the one parking lot. Obviously, none of us people parked back here, but it would be good if they have a big event, like a wedding or something like that. The room we're using is I've been to weddings inside this room before. My mom comes for Tai Chi here, and but I think it's only Tuesdays and Thursdays, not today though. So hang on, we gotta go. I hate these steps that are like really long and not really shallow, but I feel like a toddler, like I need to go step, step, step. Okay, anyway, so now let's walk around this way and see what they got back here. Yeah, there's the ball field. I'm definitely a little on the warm side in my sweater, but when I get back inside, I'm going to be cold, so it'll be good for me. I put on deodorant, so if I do get a little sweaty, oh my gosh, the funniest thing, you guys. So before I put on my underwear, I put a little powder in my underwear. Well, and listen, be quiet. So the seats we're sitting on, they're cloth and it's dark color. So I got up from my seat and I'm like, there's a little white something there. And then I sat back down and I came back, and then later on I got back up again and I was like, what the heck is that? And I patted it and there was like a little poof that came. So the powder that I'm wearing kind of seeped through my underwear and down onto the cushion. Is that not stinking hilarious? So there was just like this little poof. I know, I tell y'all too much. These looks like there's some duplexes out here. So my church, I'll show you where my church is in just a second. But yeah, so these look like some nice duplexes. I bet you they cost as much as my house. I bet you these are like not just one level house duplexes, you know. I mean, I could be wrong, and there's some houses up there. I do know it's a fancy neighborhood. Oh, look. Okay, wait, you can't see it. See that red triangle right over there? That's the symbol for my church. You all see that symbol on all my stuff, right? So my church is across the street from the Civic Center. So we'll walk up down here. How do you like that? We'll walk up down here. We're going to walk around down there. And this is the front of the building right there. So this is where we all parked, and Tawanda's up here. I got a real good spot for her. But we'll go up here a little more, and then you'll be able to see my church across the street. But see those red barrels over there? That's on our church parking lot. They put little signs in them like, welcome, you have arrived, and whatever else they say. Anyway, I didn't walk all the way around earlier. Feels nice to do it, just stretch my legs. All right, let's see. Let's just take a gander. Well, you can't take a gander yet because I got you pointed forward. I just want to see, but maybe we'll go up there a little bit. But, for context, all right, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right over there is where you drive up to church, and then there's a little strip that goes up, and then the church is that white thing like behind those trees over there. So that is where my church is. Yeah. So how you doing? Are y'all doing okay? I'm doing okay. I got the happy belly. Man, I got a happy belly. Ooh, there's a wasp out there. He didn't follow us though. I have a happy belly. Happy. Oh, look, there's Tawanda. Hey, girl, hey. How you doing, Miss Tawanda? Let's come down here and see if we can see the church. They have a pathway that they didn't have when I was a kid living here, and they've developed it, and people can walk on a trail, and there's like a little creek that's back in there. I used to live further that way in the park, and I would walk my dogs. Oh, look, you can see. Okay, well, hang on. I used to walk my dogs, and I had one who chased a ball, and so I would throw the ball, and she'd run down into the creek, and so anyway. But look, there's my church. Can you see it? There's my church over there. And up here, you'll see our crosses. The crosses are laying down because our church says, Jesus laid down his life and it is finished. It is over. So the crosses are laid down instead of standing up. Come on, let's get a little closer so you can see both of them. There's one on each side. Well, hang on. All right. Let's see if I need to zoom in. Can't hardly see with these sunglasses on. But right there's one of them. Oh, right there's one of them. And right there's the other one. So, yeah, our church has them laying down because Jesus died on the cross and it is finished. And so, yeah. All right, well, I'm going to walk my way back in and I'll talk to you yahoos later. Bye. Can't see the thing to hit the button. Well, it was a good day. It was a good learning day. We talked about all kinds of stuff. So it was educational day. I did eat all the nuts and I did eat all the cashews and I did eat my taco bowl and I drank 2 coffees. So we're rounding things out a little calmer this evening. I have 2 chicken thighs here, and I have some red marinara with some Greek seasoning and some sesame seeds and about 5 tomatoes. Because after all them nuts, I need some protein now. I have my electrolytes at the bottom of this thing. That's the drink that I get all the time. It was Clear American. And what I do is I usually get it down I usually get 3 nights out of it. And that's what I put my electrolytes in. So that's what's way on the bottom. Again, mine are not real powdery, so they kind of get sedentary. And so I have to kind of shake them up at the tail end of it. But also, somebody write this down. I wanted, instead of my creamy, I know, write it down. I have some yogurt and about half of a serving of the chocolate peanut butter. That's all it is. Yogurt and chocolate peanut butter. Now, it is kind of messy when you mix it up because it's like it kind of clumps together. And so it's hard to get all that bottom stuff. It kind of reminds me, I used to make sourdough bread. And so, you had to kind of keep working at the bottom whenever you got your bread in there because there'd be so much flour stuck on the bottom, but you wanted that to be worked in. So you kind of have to work at it to get this mixed up. But I like this flavor. You could do it with cottage cheese too. I just don't have any. So, for real, I tell y'all, you don't need a creamy. Just get you some yogurt and some protein powder on it. So, that's my supper. All right, y'all. I'm tuckered. I'm done. Done thinking. I'm going to put on something dumb and watch it. So, I'll see you later. Bye.